So recently I've been having some problems with my rear brake on my enduro bike. So as you can see here, squeeze the brake all the way in and nothing happens. So there's probably some air bubbles in my fluid lines. So Tyler's gonna help me fix it, and because he knows what he's doing.
So here's all the tools that we're gonna be using. First off, we got this little wrench. It's 7 and 8 millimeter, and that's to crack the bleeder valve by the brake caliper. And then we got just a basic multi-tool. That's for just all the things, taking your wheel off if you need it, but we got the quick release, and then taking that pin out, then repositioning your brake lever up there. But we'll get all of that in just a minute. Then this works for all Shimano brakes. So you need this little funnel which goes on the reservoir at the top. It has this little plunger in it so you can get lifted off of there without making a mess. And then we got this block. That way you don't contaminate your brake pads, and a syringe to push fluid all the way through there. And then you're gonna want the Shimano brake fluid, as well as a container to put all the old fluid in. So first step, just take off the wheel, whatever that takes. First step is done. By the way, we'll link the toolkit we're using in the description below. It has pretty much everything you need to do Shimano brakes, and it's been a lot of help for us. There's the brake pads out. So now that the brake pads are out, we can put the block that I talked about earlier, just put that right back into position. And on these, you gotta go from the bottom side. So just push that up and then put your pin right back through. And you don't have to tighten it all the way, but just a couple threads will do it. Now that we got the back all situated, we'll move up to the front, and we just gotta twist this brake lever so it's flat like that. And then we'll attach the funnel on there and get the bleeding process out of the way. So just loosen that up and twist it up and then tighten it back. Just like that. And then right here, see that? It's a pretty small hex wrench, and you just gotta take that out, just like so. And put that where you're not gonna lose it, because that's pretty important to your braking system. And then get this funnel. And this is a plastic thread, so you just wanna be extra careful with it. And a lot of the Amazon reviews are saying that these break, but you just have to be smart about it. Yep, so there we go. And this is the very top of the system, so I can get air into it pretty easily. So always a good idea just to put a little bit of fluid in the top. That way you're not intaking air into the system. So this is old fluid in here, but it's not gonna matter because we're pushing fluid through there and it's just gonna come out the top anyway. So just go ahead and put a little bit in there. So now we got the bike all prepped, and it's time to load up our syringe. So you wanna go about halfway, maybe 3/4. So just, you wanna make sure the end of the hose is all the way submerged in the brake fluid. That way you're not taking air. So, just like that. And then it's always a good idea to poke that back in there and then just push all the air. See that air bubble right there? And the little bit of air right there. So just push that all the way through there. And we should be all loaded and ready to go. All right, so now that you got the syringe ready to go, just crack the bleeder valve open, just like that. You know, it doesn't take a whole lot on it. And then get your syringe and just make sure it's a real nice connection on there. And then just push it all through. And it should be the dirty fluid coming out of the top. And there's probably gonna be bubbles as well. So the first round went pretty good, and just close the valve back up. By the way, I know there's probably about 100 other ways you can do this, but this is just the way that I found that works. So go ahead and type a comment down in the comment section. There's still a lot of bad fluid in there, so we're gonna go again. Just crack it open just like last time. Wait, didn't crack it open enough.
We're still amateurs. If we can do it, I think anyone can do it.
Exactly.
Oh,
I think
we're getting
just
pretty
about
full.
We just got a little bit more.
Hold up.
And we're gonna close this back up, Sylvania.
Yeah.
And in between these steps, I found that you just want to close the valve back up just so you don't get air in there. There's no reason to do that. You're doing all this hard work. So here's where that plunger comes into play. You just put that into the very bottom, and then it closes off that hole. Then you can just unscrew that. And then just put it into your bad container.
So we're gonna do at least one more round until we see clean fluid building up in the funnel. So we're gonna give it at least one more and see how it comes out, and we may have to do one more flush after that, but
So just like last time, get the syringe hooked up and crack it open. And you just want to keep flushing it until it comes out what it looks like right there. Just so you have all the bad fluid out. See that little air bubble right there? You just don't want that to go through there. So stop just short of it.
probably good right there.
And just close it back up. Alright, so we're just about done with the job, and here's a little comparison. That's the brand new fluid, and that's the old fluid. So, I mean, you can just tell me, which one do you think looks better? Which one would you drink? You to the heck and haul, brother.
Oh yeah.
Now it's time to just give everything a good old wipe down and get all that nasty residue off of there and then call it a day.
So just spread your pads apart again, just so they don't rub once you put them in. Throw your pads in and call it a day.
We're on the home stretch, trying to throw the old wheel on there and see if we made a difference. Hopefully his brakes work, or he's just gonna be using the front brake only this week.
Just like that, our brakes are stopping again. So this is a pretty easy procedure to get them all stopping again. So I believe in you, cowboys, and we'll link all the stuff that we used in this video in the description. So that wraps up the video. See you later, cowboys.